like. Meatloaf Bailey, what a PR stunt. Look at me, guys. Yeah, I would do anything for pound notes. And I'm going to sit in a restaurant, and I'm going to look like, oh, I'm proper CHELS, and I love Chelsea, and this is all on Siri Merchant Barley. What a load of bollocks.
Cucucucurea, se come una paella. Cucucucurea, se bebe una estrella. Jala, tiembla, que viene cucurea. Jala, tiembla, toma una galleta.
Greetings from Centre Parks, by the way. That's the background. I hope you're all well. This is just ridiculous, though, isn't it?
So have it right, up the CHELS, up the Minerals FC, big up to every single one of you live and locked in. Hope everyone's doing well winning live. First and foremost, when you all smash to piece that like button. If you haven't smashed it, smash it right now. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you smash that. If you haven't hit the notification bell, ding dong, let's have it right. Make sure you hit that, even though it doesn't make a damn difference. And respect to everyone. We've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership pinned at the top of live chat and down below. And we've got Eunice Talks Minerals, his channel, and all of his channels on there in the title. The title is what? CLOWNLAKE have inverted our CHELS. So have it right. Shambles FC with Eunice Talks Damn Minerals. Big up to Eunice, man. How are we doing, my geezer?
How's it going? How's it going, man? Hey, no, listen, I've seen all the little clips that you normally put in your intro, but that Cucurella one I've not seen yet, and that had me in hysterics, man. That's ridiculous. I want to say, what was Cucurella thinking when he thought that would be a good idea? He must have been wasted or something. He must have been smashed. I don't know, man. But I'm good. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to those that have come over, and big up to everyone that's already here. All the OGs on here. Big up to all of you. Yeah, we're inverted, aren't we? So I'm gonna have to. I might have to like talk to you like this because we're inverted.
Yeah,
just do the whole stream like this.
Yeah, we're doing a Reece James.
We're inverting.
We're inverting like the Titanic. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Crazy scenes last night.
Worry.
Crazy.
We're gonna have Cucurella. I eat paella. Cucurella. I drink Estrella. Cucurella. I invert like a fucking zebra. Listen, let's have it right. Respect to everyone. Respect to everyone in the chat. Minerals FC Ultras. Salute to everyone. Salute to everyone that was in there last night after we just landed it, and we speak it as it is. And respect to everyone that's watching Eunice. Literally call it out for what it is and has been for a very long time now. Listen, yesterday, absolute shambles from start to finish. And I've just seen the PR now, Eunice, that the Daily Mail are propping that the pitch wasn't very good.
The pitch wasn't suitable for a football match.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, because there was only one team playing on that pitch, wasn't there? So
yeah,
we
couldn't even do our brothers Rangers a favour in slandering them, slaughtering them. The old Celtic.
No,
of course not.
No. And look, if that pitch wasn't suitable for playing football, then good luck Rangers, because that's one hell of a Celtic team you're going to try and stop this year. Because if they're doing that on a pitch that's not suitable for football, I don't want to know what they're going to do on the pitch that is.
Yeah.
So,
shout out to Donna Cullen. She says, Mr. Eunice, there ain't a man more beautiful in the universe than you I've met. Donna Cullen,
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
She wanted to marry me. Now she's on to you. Got to be very careful. Got to be careful. It's like CLOWNLAKE. She's moving like CLOWNLAKE. She's moving like CLOWNLAKE. She says, "What on, Mr. Minerals? Will you marry me?" No, it's let's have it right, Mr. Minerals. Will you marry me? Yeah. Back shots FC. Let's go. Right. So yeah, pitch ain't good enough. Well, Celtic we knew were fitter. Let's
Yeah,
not deny that they were
course.
fitter. All right. But let's call a spade. Yeah. What patterns of play did you see, Eunice?
Kick the ball off the pitch.
Yeah.
Get dispossessed. Don't move.
Mannequin FC.
Mannequin FC.
Mannequin
Yeah,
Dave.
Mannequin FC. I cannot explain it any better than that. Mannequin FC, man. Look, there were very, very early on, first 5 minutes, and then portions in that second half after Sterling came on, and even then. But those were the only moments you really saw where Chelsea were able to actually move the ball into the final third, right? And it's not just about going and get the goals. Because I'm not gonna say that the scoreline 4-1 means everything is a complete disaster and it's over, right? That's not what preseason is. But what preseason is meant to be for, it was a disaster. Do you know what I mean? Fitness is on the floor. Sharpness is nowhere near. Players aren't even concentrating. They're not even focused. Fofana was in dreamland, and not just him, the whole entire back line. Tactically, Maresca tried something, and I think it's safe to say we don't do that again, right? I'm not going to fault him for that because that's pre-season. He's new. You want to trial and error. That is the time to do it. But that high line was criminal.
Like his bald head. Yeah.
Oh my God. That was incredible. Celtic were just like, yo, send the ball over the top. Boom, nice one. Easy. So we don't do that again. I would begin to have a problem with him if he forced it and he was trying to, in the next game against Club America or against Man City, he does it again. At that point, I'll be like, what are you doing? Did you not see what happened? So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But there are players where physically, mentally, and tactically are not at the level. And to try and change all of that by the first game of the season is going to be a miracle. Miracle.
But what I'm saying is, why is he tampering, playing such a high line like his head? You know what I'm saying? Why would you tamper? Apparently, you've got a strict philosophy and you're stubborn with it, yet you're playing around with stuff. I want to say, like, go on.
Yeah, no, he said after the game, I don't know if you watched it, but he mentioned that in order to try and bypass Celtic, he thought he would try that out. That's why with Sanchez, he's meant to be a ball-playing goalkeeper, right? But 9 times out of 10, he was going long, right? Yeah. And he said he'd done that just to try and get onto the other side of Celtic because Celtic, were able to sit, defend, and not really allow any space. So to apply a bit more pressure and then go long and really push it all up, he thought we'd get into the final third. And that's the thing. It didn't work, right? And I think there's a conversation to be had with Reece James in this inverted role, hence the title. That needs to stop, I think, and he needs to be utilised on the right-hand side where he's best. And if we're going to invert anyone, it should be someone on that left that can invert. If it's Cucurella when he comes back, or if it's Vega. Vega's there, he come on yesterday. Try it with him, because that's apparently why we bought him, because he can invert and he's flexible and he's versatile. So these are the adaptations we got to start seeing moving forward, because if not, we're in trouble. So
and I want to sort of mud the contradiction here with Enzo Mascara telling Sanchez to play long balls to cut Celtic. Now, what does he think he's going to deal with in the Premier League? Majority of teams are going to play low block if you're playing a possession-based style of football. That's the first thing. So you need enough creators in there. You need exceptional movement, exceptional pressing on and off the ball, right? Yeah. Which we clearly don't have. Without Cole Palmer, we've got no creativity. It's clear as day. Now, don't get me wrong. We haven't got Casado. Cucurella is probably the best one to invert as opposed to Reece James. So maybe he's just trialing out Reece James and realising, this guy's better going up and down. But, he's watched him at Wigan playing DM. No, watch him at Chelsea when we won the Champions League, Club World Cup, Super Club, when we were fucking landing minerals. Didn't do that. But the main contradiction here is he got the Leicester goalkeeper after the Leicester goalkeeper was making mistakes. He started playing it long. And he said to that goalkeeper, you play it long one more time and you don't play it out the back how I want, I'm substituting you for my backup goalkeeper. So irrespective, that goalkeeper had to play it out. So where is this coming from that he is saying and directing Sanchez to lob it out? I believe he knows Sanchez can't play out the back. We've been PR happy milled that Sanchez is the number one goalkeeper. And he clearly knows that. So he's gone, all right, I've told him to play long ball. Because if he does play at the back, he's going to absolutely expose how shit he really is to play this style of football. Which brings me on to the next discussion when we talk about, the inverts, the horizontal verticals and all that. And the whole club's inverted from top to bottom. But this is where Enzo's got a problem. Because it's his philosophy that is priority over the profile of players that he has to his disposal. And he does not have, from what I know in football and the way Pep plays and the way he wants to play, he doesn't have the profile players. He might be able to get a first 11, but moment you get injuries like Disasi now, he's having surgery apparently. So he is having surgery. All right. What's happened to our new medical team? Kellerman's, you bought him injured. They bought Drewsbury Weddinall 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, and now he's injured. So they're buying players injured, pretty much. So I am 100% going with it that we're going to have a lot of injuries during the season with more games being played in Conference League as well. But my thing is, if your philosophy is over the profile of players, then there's no chance Enzo Ball's going to work. Because when I look at our squad and our team, Eunice, how many players are you going to put into Pep's team that can play his style of football?
I agree. I think that to play this style of football, right, it's everyone's, wet dream to play this sort of football. And to have a team that will move the ball at 800 miles an hour and it's one touch and it's beautiful and no one can stop you and you're scoring 5 each game. Yeah, it's the dream. But you need certain players that can execute that and not just in one position. And you're right. This could be one of the main issues that we have in this squad. Despite buying all the players that we've brought in and the numbers that we have, do we have the players that can actually play this way? We got Cole Palmer that can play this way, I believe. Yeah, go on, hit that like button, everyone. Go on. You know you want to. Cole Palmer can play that way. Everyone else, right? You could argue maybe Caicedo can play that way if he's comfortable enough. You could argue maybe Enzo. There's a few. But the rest of the squad... And especially if this style of football has to begin with the build-up from the back and playing through your defenders. I'm sorry, our defenders right now are looking like the worst bunch. So we won't even be able to get the ball into a certain position throughout the season if we're going to be moving like this. So I'm worried we're going to end up with the same issues. We'll get to the final third and we're blocked up again. We don't know what to do. So go backwards and go sideways. And this is going to be the same old. That's what I'm scared of.
It's going to be even worse, Eunice, because last night, and look, everyone goes, oh, it's only 2 games of pre-season. We've had 2 years of this dross, all right? Stop beating around the bush, yeah? It's been 2 years of dross, of up and down, inconsistency. It's not working. It's not clicking because the gaffer at Chelsea is the model and that dictates everything. So when I say Enzo Mascara's philosophy for him is over, he's choosing that over the profile players, which means he's not going to adapt to utilize the players that he's got and get the best out of their strengths. You're playing Reece James where he's not strong. You're trying to get as many tricks out of that player, when reality, why don't you just go for what he's best at? All right. And that's just singling him out. But we were, and we have been open as wide as slosh pot wet.
Last night was unforgivable.
Unforgivable. Right.
Yeah.
Which makes me question, what's the mentality of these players? That half of them didn't even know what they were doing. They're all sort of shouting at each other. All right.
Yep.
But my concern is in the Prem. You're playing a Scottish team, very good Scottish team. Have it right, yeah. All right, they're always up there challenging with Rangers, but we're a Premier League team. We're going to be playing the Premier League. It's relentless, right? Faster, more intense, better quality, higher quality in opposition, all right? And we're going to have a lot of teams in there that got experience, and they're not just all kids. You know what I'm saying? So our kids are going to be playing against men pretty much week in, week out, plus conferencing. My thing is this. When you're losing the ball in those periods of the final third, the way we are and the way he wants to play, we're going to get cut through like a knife through butter every single time. No matter if you got Casado, doesn't matter if you got Lavia, who literally is running like he's 40 stone, bruv, running a marathon. I mean, the guy's not fit, all right? Enzo runs like he's underwater. He's more of a quarterback, if you like, if you want to call him a quarterback, because he's not a 10. And I don't really see him as a box-to-box 8 either, because he doesn't have the legs. So he's probably best like a Jorginho. But then you need someone next to him. Who's that? Because Casado's going to be the box-to-box. Who's going to run? Because you're not going to have Conor Gallagher. But then you've got Drewsbury Weddinghall. What's he all about? He's championship. He's not played one. He's not got one cap at England. So I'm looking at the dynamics. I'm looking at the balance. It ain't there. The back line was an absolute disgrace. And the way they have treated Trev Chalobah is unforgivable. It's disgusting. Because this guy's clear of every centre-back, whether they're fit. Fofana, if he's fit and he's on top of his game, he's probably with Trev as our best two defenders, who I think should be partnered together. All right? But what are we doing here? What Badashile? I mean, he's like a dildo, bruv. He's like, one of them you just stick like that, and that's it. What are we doing here? Badashile's not good. He can't play at the back. Trev can. Trev played DM. He can play right back, right centre back in a back three. He can play in a back four as a pair. He's versatile. He wants to play. He's gutted, bruv. It's disgusting, Eunice, and we know why. Because they need to sell him and Conor Gallagher so that they can go back in the market and bring us more 16-year-old Argentinians and South Americans, more 20-year-olds, more 21-year-olds unproven on a nice low budget. It's disgraceful. And we've warned you. We've warned everyone and said it's a kindergarten FC project. It's a super youth team project. It's buy players on low transfer fees, low wages on 8-year defo contracts. Advertise them at Chelsea for a year, like what's his name? Who's the one in a year that we've had? Petrovic. Advertise him for a year and then flip him for double the money they paid for him because they got him for tuppence. That's the model, and that's the priority over football and the footballing what we need for our team, because they don't care about that. It's all AI scouting, we know. So what chance has Enzo Mascara got to implement his philosophy, his style of play with a bunch of pick and mix players? He's not a problem-solving gaffer. He's a strict way of playing. Even if you put Sarri, he couldn't do it. Put Pep Guardiola, he can't do it because they're not good enough. The players ain't good enough. And that's not being harsh and feeding agendas. They're just not Chelsea level for what our standards are and what we're used to. And at the end of the day, I'm not standing for it. I know you ain't. And the Minerals FC Ultras ain't. It's ridiculous that we're accepting this. And to move on, so you can elaborate, what do you think is going to happen? Now we've got no Trev, who wouldn't have allowed that shambles in defence yesterday. He would have had some command there. He's a captain. You know what I'm saying? He's captain us as well. Conor Gallagher, captain us. Proper CHELS. When those two go, and we've lost Thiago Silva. Everyone forgets about Thiago Silva, how much he bailed us out last season after he got froze out because he wouldn't sign an NDA. We're going to be weaker, Eunice.
Yeah, 100%. You've touched on a point that I think is crucial, and I think many people are forgetting, whether they're choosing to forget or whether they've got Stockholm syndrome or whatever it is, right? But there's a lot of players at the club that most people are waiting to become massive players, right? And you've touched on something there that I actually believe. I think there's many players that are just not Chelsea level. Simple as that. Yeah. Right? They just won't hit the level. They just won't. I'll give you an example, and I'll say it here. I don't believe Mudryk will make it. I don't. I don't.
Do you know what, Eunice, right? This is this is where people, I can understand that opinion, right? And if you want to talk about his football brain, for example, it's not quite sharp enough, is it? His work rate off the ball, the reading of the game.
That's my main problem.
But, right, in defense of a lot of players that we've bought, what do you lot expect when there is no structure, no experience, no benchmark?
Exactly.
I believe if Mudryk went to Arsenal, you would see a completely different player.
No, true. I agree.
Whether he be top drawer.
I was getting to this. Exactly, yeah. I was getting to this. We don't help any of the squad, right, to get to the level where they need to get to. If you're going to get in a bunch of kids, all right, or a bunch of young players, it's common sense for you to have 2 or 3 killers, right?
Yeah.
Top breed, experienced killers in that team that are going to bring everyone up to their level, right? And then you're helping everyone develop. You're helping everyone grow. But as it stands, these guys ain't making it, right? And if you're relying on players to do it themselves, I think there are players that can do it themselves, right? I don't think Mudryk is one of them. So that's where I'm getting at. If he gets the support around him to really, get him to develop and grow, then yeah, I reckon he can become a brilliant supporting role. You put him in the Arsenal team, I reckon, for example, or that left-hand side, when everyone else is focused on some other top players there, I think he can do decent. But at Chelsea, nah. Like this...
Relying on him. You're relying on him because he's 80 million.
You're relying on him. He can't do it, right?
Neither can Sterling at this rate. Sterling's 30 years old.
Exactly. So this is where
recruitment.
I go back to my original point. We got most fans that are waiting on a miracle to happen. You can wait for 99 years, mate. It's not coming. It's not coming. Because we are not going to go into the market and get the players that we need now to help elevate the levels here. We're going to continue down this route. So you're relying on these players to do it themselves. And you've brought in a manager that's so rigid and has a certain way. And it's a hard way. And it's a difficult way. And you're asking for premium, right? You're asking for top 5-star football with what? With players that are not even going to get to half of that level for maybe the next 2-3 years, because it's just not going to happen. This is the concern. There's a big mismatch from what people are expecting of these players compared to what they're actually capable of right now, and the tools that we're feeding the squad for them to do what they got to do. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. So when I see performances like yesterday, I'm not surprised. And then people cover that it's just pre-season. And I do agree. The result during pre-season doesn't define everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't define everything, right? But what you see on the pitch for how you should be playing in pre-season is crucial. And that's what we have to focus on. And it wasn't there.
No. And it's the manner. It's the manner in which you play. It's like you can make mistakes in pre-season. You're trialing things or you're getting to know your teammates. Because let's have it right. Since these CLOWNLAKEs have come in, we've had squad overhauls like this. We're flipping players like burgers in Burger King, which is the model pretty much. They're making profits. People don't realise they're making profits. Stripped our club, all our assets. We know what they've done, all right? I've spoken about it many times, but I don't want to get into that on this stream. But when you have all these players and you keep continuously changing their roles, their positions, how do you expect them to get any kind of rhythm, momentum, or build a chemistry with their teammates? All I see is from CLOWNLAKE upstairs, the yes man taxis, Enzo's got to play, Casado's got to play, Cole Palmer's got to play. We've got to play Mudryk. We've got to play our star players that we bought. We've got to advertise certain players because they're going to be sold next year. So we want to look, most of these players, right? I said to my mate, shout out Stretters, on the phone, before the game, I said to him, if we didn't have majority of these players like Badashile, Disasi, Muduekes, all these guys, we didn't see them in the Premier League last season, and you saw that lineup, you wouldn't know who the fucking hell they were, all right? Most of these players were signing, you don't know. You only know their names now, the world of football, because they've been playing for our club. Because we're a shop window now at Chelsea. That's what we are. We're putting these young kids in shop windows to be a farming club. That's what we are now. We're not. We are Seagull Merchants FC. We're Chelsea and Hove FC, bruv. Right? That's the model. Egbali, the Siri merchant, said they're stable mid-market, high profits, buy players, young gems, and sell them for big profits. That Red Bull, same shit. You know, they've done it with all sorts of players. We've seen the story before. That's the problem we've got, is that's the priority over what's right for the football team to keep us competing, to show a process, to show progression, to actually, fuck me, oh, wow, is it such a big thing to support a manager, to listen to a manager, instead of just going with your AI scouting and data, and that's what's signing the players and not the manager? Because the manager comes, he's not even a manager, he's a coach. He says, no, I don't want any involvement in signings. I just want to coach the players. Well, mate, here's your players, fella, and you're going to struggle coaching them the way you want to play, number one. Number two, Tuchel in pre-season says, we're not ready, or something like that. We're not ready for the season, if you remember. Do you remember when CLOWNLAKE took over? He said,
the Shamble pre-season. I remember,
yeah. But he says, we're not ready for the Premier League. When the manager says that, you know it's not good.
There's a problem.
Yeah?
And it wasn't good, was it?
It
After we
wasn't
lost
good.
4-0 to Arsenal, we knew something's wrong.
We weren't, and I could tell the way we were playing, we weren't ready for the start of the Premier League.
We weren't ready.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm watching these pre-season games, and it's worse. It's worse than what it was like under Tuchel when we had that pre-season. And this coach is coming out saying, for sure, we're going to concede a lot of goals. I don't want to hear that mentality, bruv. What are we doing here? It's not basketball. You know what I'm saying? The Clowns might think it is. They might think it's NBA because they want to bring NBA to Chelsea and the Premier League. But it ain't NBA. It's not like, oh, we'll have a crack, you have a crack, we'll have a crack. If that's the case, we're going to fucking lose every game. And this is my point. Like,
on top of that,
I don't see it, Eunice. Like, you're freezing out players that we need. We need our Cobham boys. You know, I'm not saying Connor and Trev are, they would get in our Champions League winning team, except Trev was Tuchel's boy. Like, Tuchel loved Trev, played him, bro. Yeah. So if he's good enough for Tuchel, he's good enough for fucking us and Chelsea, because Tuchel's elite gaffer and won us for 3 trophies, 3 domestic finals, got us top 4 with all the shit he had to deal with, sanctions, you know, cement boot rat doing all this, and I love Inter Milan and all this. So what chance has Enzo got? People going Enzo out, Enzo out. Are you joking me, bruv? Stop blaming the managers.
Yeah.
Pochettino's not shit. Potter's not shit. Enzo's not shit. He might not have Premier League experience to fall back on, but he's won a treble with Man City being number 2 or a cigar holder at Pep, all right? You can't copy geniuses. Everyone wants this Pep brand of football. Look, you know, a genius is a genius for a reason, you know? You can get inspiration and take things from them, but you're never going to be them. You have to adapt and create your own way and take what you want for it with your own personality, your mindset, your emotion, your heart, whatever, happy-go-lucky. The problem we got now is this manager and Jellyfish Potter and Pochettino and now this man, they're not the blame. I want everyone to understand, there's almost 400 you lot in here, so smash that damn like button and subscribe button and make sure you subscribe to Eunice because he's very close to 200k, all right? You have to understand something. Do never forget the brown envelope PR Happy Meal that was released when Enzo Mascara got appointed. It was Siri Merchant Egbali that wanted this guy and signed it off. It was him and Meatloaf Bowley that signed off Pochettino. So do not blame Enzo Mascara. He's not going to turn down the Chelsea job. It's one of the biggest jobs to take in Europe, right?
Exactly.
And you're telling me we can only go for a championship winning manager. There's no one else out there. Because everyone else rejected us. Even McKenna rejected us, Eunice. But like, people got to understand, the Karim Winstanley, Stuart Little are yes men. They do as they're told merchants.
Yep.
Yeah?
I agree. And
they are the eyes, ears, and mouths of the clowns. That's why they're always at the training ground. Enzo set up for failure. And this guy hasn't even got experience to fall back on in Premier League, bruv. And he hasn't even got a squad good enough with experience like he had at Leicester. He had Vardy arranging team meetings.
True.
Because they were bottling a 17-point lead. And it took the veterans, if you like, of Leicester to say, come on, let's get over the line. He hasn't got that at Chelsea. We've lost Thiago Silva now. Reece James ain't vocal enough. He's not a captain.
I agree.
I finish Eunice, bruv. Honestly.
Mate. And you know, one thing you mentioned where Maresca's made it public that, get ready because we are going to concede goals. It's funny because when you look at last season under Poch, how many goals did we actually concede? A lot, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We did.
Hold on. But you see, this is where people misconstrue context. When you're like me and you know how this club's running behind the scenes, at that point, Pochettino from November, December period, I think it was, after that, he started getting a bit lippy, did he or did he not? He called out the ownership, the project. I don't want to have next season as an excuse for young players and injuries, right? He's basically saying, cite me some experience and keep Connor. He goes, I play him every game, so of course I want him. So he's going against the owner's wishes. Red flag for them, give him the chop. So what he did was, he wanted out after 1 year at CLOWNLAKE and had 5 years or 6 years at fucking Spursy with Levy as being a yes man. He couldn't take 1 year at CLOWNLAKE.
Yep.
That moment, Eunice, he decided to play how he wanted to play.
He did, yeah.
Cucurella, like he did in pre-season. He was doing the things in pre-season. Why all of a sudden flip it like that? Because
and it started working.
I'm not doing what you want. I'm going to do what I know works. And that salvaged our season. Don't get me wrong. The capitulation of United, Newcastle, and the teams above us, that massively helped us. Because I think if they didn't, we wouldn't have made top six. We would have been 8th, 9th. And the reality would have been clearer for everyone. Now they've got false hope even more. And they fell into the CLOWNLAKE's palms. You know what I'm saying? They're clown hands, Mickey Mouse hands, bruv. From Disney.
Yep.
That's why Poch, he turned it around and we didn't concede as many goals. If you looked, he brought Trev in. He played Thiago Silva. You know what I'm saying? And we had Gallagher in there without Enzo Fernandez, which I want to discuss with you, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on your point. I've diverted, but
it's funny you mentioned because if I'm not mistaken, Chalobah, every time Chalobah started a game, we didn't lose. So that was a nice little stat to come across.
Shout out Trev Baresi.
There we are. But my point was, if we're going to concede loads of goals, right, what do you want to do? You want to score more, right? Because that will balance things out and that will mean we have a good chance of winning games even if we do concede, right? That's logical. What have we done to improve us scoring goals? Who have we brought in?
Two Argentinian defenders. That one's on Boca Juniors, and the other one is I think he's staying at the other Argentinian club, isn't he? Yeah, 16,
till January, until Mino.
Yeah,
but
great recruitment.
Have we brought in a striker? Have we brought in someone except Mark Gue, who, by the way, out of everyone, is the only one that looks like for a pre-season, I think he's doing what he's meant to be doing, right? But to rely on an 18-year-old, to rely on an 18-year-old like him going into the season, he's looking like your best hope. Are we going to score more than concede?
But let's be careful. Let's be careful with Mark Gue, whatever you call him, Putty, Gue Putty. He's grassroots of Barcelona, so he's naturally been trained that way. He's had that pathway. So
exactly,
he looks like he's just naturally got that, what we all like in a footballer, the Spanish touch. Yeah. The problem is he might look quite strong. These players look good in pre-season against weaker teams. Yeah. But the moment you put him in the Premier League without enough leaders and generals, you're gonna ruin the kid.
He's going to fall victim to it all as well.
You're going to target him, and it's just going to be a joke, bro. So, look, he could be good, but this is all we got. We don't know anything about him. You know.
No, but this is the thing. This is what I'm saying. If we were serious, right, and we actually went and we picked up a Nico Williams for that left hand side, we picked up Elise before. We go and get Osimhen. We won't need to worry. You just know. All right, going into next season, that entire attacking force has been upgraded to a next level.
Let's do the maths. 100 million for Nico Williams, 100 million for Osimhen, 50 million for Elise, which we couldn't. Operation Elise, guys. Be patient, guys. We lost him to Bayern Munich for 200 grand, 220 grand a week, 50 million. Jog on, you clown. All right. So that's 250 million. Diogo Costa, let's say 80 million. Yeah, because he can play at the back and he's a shot stop, penalty saver. He's a real deal. Yeah. Or Mike Maignan, big money. All right. But I prefer Diogo Costa personally. And then what other player, Eunice? One more player. We need a DM, really. You need a natural DM, bruv. That's fit.
Yeah.
Right? You're looking at 400 plus. Well, they spunked $1 billion we're in our 5th transfer window, by the way, including the January.
Yeah, 5th. Yeah, I know.
Right?
I heard that yesterday. I can't believe that.
Everyone remember the Pornstein dagger PR? Yeah? I'd never forget. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'll never forget. He said, we need 5 transfer windows to get top 4. Well, we're in our 5th transfer window. The Clowns have also, via the Pathetic, say that this squad is good enough to get top 4. They believe they built a 100-point team, and the data tells them so. You're a long way from Starbucks to that super glamour, you clowns. Yeah? All right? This is outright delusion. And the supporters that are bought into this, all right, and a lot of them I don't blame because they're lazy. They don't use their own brain. They don't do their own research. They prefer to copy and paste merchants to feed it to them. And those copy and paste merchants are in engagement groups with the Pornsteins and Fabrizios and all the other Toothpick Jacobs journalists, Brown Envelope Matrix. And those ones dictate the scripts down to them. That falls to the Brown Envelope minions. But above them, who have you got? The CLOWNLAKEs themselves, pushing their club narrative of toxic positivity. Now, it's all gone tits up recently because one individual that they recruited, and he hasn't been with us a year, Tom Roddy from the Times, has departed the communications director role. And the PR was on point with that fella. All of a sudden, the PR's gone absolutely tits up. Absolutely. You're getting Trev news like this. The Enzo PR's a disgrace. Which brings me on, Eunice, unless you want to finish on a point we've just spoken on, because I've sort of like gone on a tangent, but there's a point on Enzo. But go on, land it.
Yeah, no, look, I think it's going to be crucial now, because it's pre-season. The next game against Club America, I expect us to win, right? And I expect us to look better because it's Club America, yeah? I don't think Club America are going to be such a high level. But going into,
they're champions of their league, aren't they?
They are,
and they are physical.
I mean, look, if we're bottling it against
if we beat them, great. But after what I've just seen against Celtic, all right, I'm not being funny, but do you go in with any optimism even against Club America?
No, but this is what I'm saying. Club America's next, right? And that's good. That should be a no-brainer. But then there's Man City and Real Madrid, right? If we've not sorted glaring problems by then, this season's going to be very interesting.
How, Eunice? Apparently, guys, chill, relax. It's only a couple games of pre-season. We haven't got Brillo Pad Cucurella. We haven't got Cold Palmer. We haven't got Slosh Pot Jackson, who's going to bang us 25 goals this season. And he's like Didier Drogba, he's baby Drogba. And we haven't got Enzo on the coach, Enzo Fernandez. I'm just being outright racist with all my Argentinian teammates. So I'm going to walk into the Chelsea team. And then we got, who else is there? Caicedo. Yeah. And am I missing someone else? I don't think I am.
Palmer, Gallagher, of course, they'll come back.
I've said, Gallagher's not coming back.
I agree. Gallagher won't play. Won't play again.
So that's my point.
Yeah.
You know, what's that? 5 players.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the shit we got? Mudueke, He's like I say, a grasshopper on speed. The guy, the take-on rate is ridiculous. He's
not got a right foot. He's not got a right foot. It don't work.
Does he have a left foot, mate? You know?
No, but I mean, like you saw that chance yesterday, for example, he come across and it's perfect for the right foot. Perfect for him to just drive it straight. And he forced himself to go on his left because that's just he hit it almost to the corner flag.
Another problem, Eunice, is what Nkunku come out and said. He goes, "Oh, I'm not a number 9. I don't like playing left or right. In other words, I want to play 10." But we've been told by the PR Happy Mills that
did he say that?
Yeah, he goes,
when?
I'm gonna. That was like a few days ago or yesterday. Was it a few days ago? He was saying, I'm not. I don't really. In other words, my preferred position's number 10. You know. Free roaming, right?
Fair, and I agree.
Right, I agree to an extent.
To an extent, yeah, to an extent.
But he's not a natural 10 for me. I just don't think he is. I don't.
He's a second striker. He's always played as a second striker. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So they're saying no. We brought in Drewsbury Wedding Hall. He's going to play that Gallagher role, the number 10, when Enzo and Casado are playing. Don't see that. That's madness, bruv. All right. And we don't know what to go by with this guy. He might be a decent footballer, but decent's not good enough in the Premier League at Chelsea. And with our expectations, 3rd season in, by the way, and we won fuck all, challenge for nothing, no Champions League football, no Europa League football. Yeah. By a miracle, we got Conference League. And on the right, they're going to play Madueke, yeah, but they're propping. Cole Palmer's going to play. He's seen in the club
in the middle
role.
Yeah, so how many players can play in the middle here then? Who's playing? Is it going to be Nkunku or Palmer or Dewsbury Hall or Enzo or Caicedo?
Right, that's my point. That's my point.
You can't fit them all in.
It's a recruitment structure issue. The recruitment is not buying the right profile players for this style of football or for any style of football, for any gaffer we've had, because Jellyfish Potter plays different to Bottletino, and Bottletino plays different to Enzo Mascara, bruv. You know, but yet we're getting the prop. Enzo Mascara is the new Pep Guardiola, but then they were referencing him and comparing him to Thomas Tuchel, and you fucking sacked our elite Thomas Tuchel because he wouldn't let you in the dressing room. You know, it's like, well, this PR is fraudulent and it's killed our club. This is why I come at all the brand envelopes, mate. All the journalists, all the copy and paste merchants, all the Alex Goldfishes. Oh, we're so great. We're going to win everything, guys. We got all the great young players and fuck negativity. Yeah, I'm going to be positive, even though we're absolutely shit, you know, and mislead their viewers. You know what I'm saying? Mislead these masses.
I don't get that bit. Look, I have to say this, yeah.
Go on,
I think it's fair if you just say it as it is, whether you believe it's positive or you believe it's negative. You just call it as it is with reason, right? For people that they become positive for the sake of just being positive, you're being doolally. Like at that point, you've gone nuts. It's completely delusional because you're not basing it on any sort of reason as to what people are witnessing. Same goes for anyone that just goes completely crazy without actually acknowledging, if anything, right now there isn't at Chelsea. But I'm saying in future or whatever, if anyone's just going to remain absolutely negative for the sake of just being negative, because I'm going to try and chase clicks or something, right? Call it as you see it and bring the reason to the table. I've seen way too many people just be forced. We got to be positive. Why? Because it's best to be positive. That doesn't sit well with me whatsoever. No, you're being deluded.
Yeah,
you're being deluded.
But there's a catch, you see, with someone like the goldfish, bloop, 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 yeah, in his little fucking pond. You know what I'm saying? Big fish in a... Well, he thinks he's a big goldfish in a pond, all right? When you're related to a director in the football club behind the scenes, there's something there's something fishy about that, all right? The second thing is, right, you've got a responsibility when you speak on your platform and what you say, all right? Because you're misleading the masses, all right? And when you say, oh, because people that are negative get the clicks, I don't want to hear that nonsense, yeah? I don't want to hear that, all right? I'm so-called being called negative because I call it out and say the truth. Yeah. And I'm not as big as you, Eunice, all right? But when I tell you I've been attacked, bruv, I've had how many Agent Smiths come on my channel and unsubscribe my followers, not let them like, not let them comment, not even show them notifications, not even know when I'm live or search me or click on a link. I'm getting attacked because of what I'm saying. And I'm not doing it for clicks. And even though I'm not getting the clicks, I'm still fucking doing it because I love my club.
It's exactly
They're
that.
scared of losing clicks and being popular units. That's the point,
Mate,
bro. And all the links.
I'll vouch for this, and I'll tell people, and I've got it won't take a rocket scientist to bring it up, right? My best performing content on my channel that gets most numbers and most clicks and therefore most income, right, is when Chelsea are doing well. Yeah. When we are actually talking positively and things are going lovely, that's my best performing metrics, right? I don't get better than those. When we were with Thomas Tuchel winning everything and everything was going flipping amazing, the channel was booming, right? It's not anywhere near as it was back then in terms of rate. Right. So anyone that tries to say, for me, I can speak for myself. Now, if anyone else is getting clicks because if I try and be as negative as possible, I'm going to get clicks. Or if someone's going to look at it and go, oh man, I don't want to say the truth because I want to remain positive because then I'll keep up the same traction I had before when we were winning. Right. Correct. I'm going to go in that route. You're not being genuine.
No,
you're not doing yourself a favor and you're not going to gain any respect from anyone. This is why, look, if we're winning and it's great, I'll say it as it is. If we're losing and it's gone to shit, I'll say it as it is. And that's as simple as that. I'll just speak my mind. But at least on that level, people know that they're getting something genuine. Yeah. That's what I can do. So,
because if you notice, towards the end of the last season, did you see all the large accounts? They're all getting on the bandwagon, on the ownership, right? Because if they didn't, they'd reveal their true colours, shitting on Chels. They would show that they're outright bought. Now they're back on the toxic positivity because it's a new season, clean slate, fresh start. This is our guy, and I'm scoring a 5-year deal. All right, let's see. Because I'm telling you now, our fan base has never been patient. Never been patient. No. You're expecting our fan base to be patient to allow these embryos to pass puberty to then become world-class Messis and Ronaldos is outright delusion. The supporters are already turning now because why? They know football. They know what works. We got a proven blueprint. We run like Real Madrid, mate. Yeah? But they're PRing that they're copying Real Madrid. No, you're copying mid-table clubs that have won nothing in their entire history. That's why we are where we are. Looking at mid-table, 8th, 6th position. Because you're on this absolute blind faith that every club above us is not going to strengthen, is not going to develop, and they've got experience, they've got young experience, and they've got youth, and they've got a balance, and they're building structures, and they're there for the footballing reasons as well as monetary, and they've got a balance, bruv. You're not going to compete with that, with a kindergarten FC when Pep goes, you can't win nothing with kids. Enzo Mascara knows Pep very well. Well, did Pep just go, I want a bunch of kids? Because Enzo's PRing, oh, it's lovely to work with kids. So enough of exposing them wrong-uns, the PR Happy Meal merchants, and I hold them all accountable, by the way, because they all want to moan now. They want to cry like crying your eyes out, like Liam Gallagher, in Porto, put the kettle on. Listen, you get what you deserve. Jog on, have it right, get in the woods, long way from Starbucks. But I'll say this, Enzo, the PR was Enzo's going to go to the USA tour, all right, but they're leaving Trev to rot in the under-21s. They're saying to Cole Palmer, Cucurella, and Gallagher, who's going to get rotted anyway, they're not going to come on pre-season. But yet, Enzo finished the Copa America after the Euros ended.
Yeah,
Make it make sense to me, Eunice.
I saw that, and I don't get it.
And they got 11 days. They got 11 days before the season starts after the tour.
Exactly. Prior to pre-season, apparently we wanted Enzo Maresca to have his whole squad available for pre-season, therefore he can judge properly. But now, if we're bringing Enzo Fernandez in before Palmer, Cucurella, and Gallagher, who, by the way, those players with the way that we're playing right now seem like they're going to be absolutely crucial, right? Cucurella right now is looking like he's the main guy that's going to be playing left back, and Cole Palmer's the best player we got in the squad, right? So why would you not try and bring them back ASAP? I understand they need a break, they need a holiday, 100%, and they're having that, right? Cool, like everyone else did before. But if you're bringing Enzo back, you bring back the rest too. Because what's going to happen then? What, we're going to play them, they're going to have one preseason game against Inter Milan, and then, all right, let's play Man City. Come on, man. And then people are going to say, oh, why aren't we ready?
Yeah, why we're not ready? We're not ready for the Premier League season to start, mate. No fucking chance. I've seen enough pre-seasons where we look shit, and we've had Drogbas and Terrys, but we fucking landed in the Premier League. We know what our job is. Yeah,
of course,
right. That's just purely about fitness. This is beyond just fitness. This is about integrating style of play. Yep. Players that are new being integrated. We've got a 42-man squad, like when Jellyfish Potter got recruited by these clowns. And Enzo's less qualified. Jellyfish Potter had Premier League experience, bruv, whether you like it or not. This guy don't, yeah, as a main man. So you're relying on this guy with no experience, not enough experience to fall back on, to dig out some minerals. It's suicidal. The guy wants to invert goalkeepers. He wants to invert left backs. Right? I mean, fucking, the players are going to be getting dizzy, and with all the horizontal and verticals, they're not going to know where they are. Like, what are we doing here, Eunice? Lavia's not fit. He's been out the whole season. Fofana's been out for a year and a half, and you're just starting them. Like, it's crazy to me, because if they get injured again, or a Reece gets injured, we're back to square one, bruv. Like,
no, but this is the thing. This shows that they've been out for this long. They need to pick up the minutes because they've been out for so long. But they're the players we're also going to rely on going into the new season. We ain't got anyone else that can step in. No. The depth of this squad is so big, but so weak. Do you know what I mean? We got so much in terms of quantity, but the quality is poor, right?
You know what it is? These players won't get the time to develop at Chelsea. The Chelsea supporters have gone through 2 seasons now. We've lost Tuchel. We've had Jellyfish Potter. We then had Frank Lampard. We brought through Jellyfish Bottletino. You sack him when he gets it working and seems to get some sort of something happening where we think, yeah, there's progression, identity of play. You sack him or he walks out, whatever way you want to look at it. They didn't want him because he spoke against them. And now you bring us Enzo Mascara. You've gone further down in quality every single time. And every single one of these gaffers is a downgrade to our Thomas Tuchel. Every single majority of these players in this squad are a downgrade to Roman's Champions League winning team. So where is the toxic positivity? Where's all this hope? Where's all this, we're going to cook? What's going to stop? They put the team line up and they go, what's going to stop us from winning it all this year? What are we doing here, bruv? I mean, you're just outright trolling, taking a piss out of our club.
No,
you're not
completely.
Chelsea supporters. And the Chelsea supporters now have gone through 2 years now, and it's the 3rd year. And if this one goes tits up, it will be trust the protest for real. And the supporters will all be together on this one. And once the protests happen, I honestly believe, Eunice, this will be the end of CLOWNLAKE. They can't blame it on the gaffer. They can't even blame it on directors at this point, because they're the ones making all the decisions anyway. They're going to get chopped. They're going to lose so much money, right? In the sense of, we can't go back out and rectify it because you can't financially. And there's no more Cobham, Gallagher's, Mounts, Trevs to get your full profit with value. No more, except Reece James is there, right? Colwell maybe.
Cool, yeah.
Right? After that, you're relying on selling these players to sell them on. How many of these players are going to want to stay like Cole Palmer, Enzo, who wants to leave, told his agent he wants to leave? How many of these players are going to want to, realising this is not a project not for football? You've lied to us. You've pitched to us a fraudulent narrative, a fraudulent project. And I'm looking around and it's all kids younger than me. And I'm only 21 or 22. So the supporters are going to turn. The clowns will laugh. And this is where they win. They bought the club at a cut price. They will sell the club for double the money. And they flipped that. In 3 years, they've doubled the money. And not only that, they still own on their other company, sister company, the 2 hotels, the training ground, the women's team, and the car park. All that real estate. And they don't, under no obligation, do they have to sell that, but they'll sell it for big money, mate, because they'll say on the property market, separate, it's worth this much. And you want to buy the stadium and the club name. They're going to milk it. So I reckon when it goes tits up, because they're scared of the protest, genuinely wetting themselves of the protest, and a major protest, because there's no PR, brown envelopes, or Happy Meals that can squash that one, like they're trying to do with Enzo Mascara using Mikel and all these other guys in the PR, bullshit. He's outright got to get banned. But they're throwing him in quickly, Eunice, now. They want to throw him in now to try and just move him on, get him on the pitch, try and show them we've got a difference and how good he is, and the supporters will forget about everything done. But the FAA won't forget, right? The Premier League won't forget. UEFA won't forget. FIFA won't forget. So do not think that's just a start. That's another discussion, another entity, and it's toxic. And you've got all your players in the dressing room, 6, 7, 8 players that have unfollowed him, still haven't followed him. It's going to be toxic.
Oh,
it's
mate, that
divided,
whole situation is going to be
right?
flipping crazy, man.
So we've got that divide. On top of that, it's already toxic behind the scenes, because I know this. You've got Milos Mudryk, the Ukraine Bolt, sitting with his physio, and they put him on a Zoom call with Usain Bolt to advise him to slow down on training. Not a footballer, not just an athlete. Usain Bolt, who's a United fan. It's just fucking CLOWNLAKE. This is the clowns. We got Remedy as
That
a
happened.
celebrity.
I've not heard
team.
of that. I've not heard of that one. Usain
What?
Bolt. They got Usain Bolt on a call.
Yeah. Oh, shh. I'll get shadow banned. I've already been I've been done since I said it about 3 streams ago. I've been fucked. All right. No one should know about that. No, but I don't really see me. I don't care if I get.
All right, guys, you heard nothing. You heard nothing, everyone. You heard nothing.
Bruv. You know what I'm saying? I just don't care, bruv. Yeah, that's what these people are scared. Right? Yeah, it's true. And what did Mudryk go and do? He went straight in the gym after the Zoom call to train. He don't give a shit. So my point is this: it is from top to bottom an absolute shambles at CHELS. And these clowns are using the Paulsteins, Fabrizio Romano, the PR merchants to push out that, look at what we're doing. We're going to be so active in the market, bruv. We're going to be unbelievable. We're going to go out. What are we buying? But what did Fabrizio say, the 20 hours a day merchant, that everyone forgot? And you didn't listen to me when I told you. After we bought Casado, I said, enjoy it. It's never going to happen again. You're not going to get these big signings again. These blockbuster moments of, here we go, guys. Yeah, so you can milk it. You're not going to get that.
Last one.
Now you're getting what the model is. What I was telling you and educating you lot. This is what it is now. And that's why CLOWNLAKE, I believe, they can sell the club and we can force them out. And that's, I'm telling you, and I'm not lying to you lot, we can do it. If the supporters get together properly, we can get these clowns out and they'll flip it and sell it. Name me one great American owner.
Bloody hell. I mean, you could argue. You could argue. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, no, Ryan Reynolds and Wrexham. Yeah, big up. Yeah. You could argue that FSG at Liverpool did wake up to an extent, and they managed to fix things so Liverpool could win the title. That's not very long. Arsenal are still hoping for something to happen. So yeah, apart from that, that's not even talking to Glazers.
Arsenal's change of direction really happened when Stan Kroenke's son came in and he stepped down. The dad stepped down.
I agree.
That was a knock-on effect, domino effect of the protest.
Because of the protest.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
They step down. They fuck off. CLOWNLAKE out. Let's have it right. This is what I'm saying. I would rather have the Glazers at this point. I'm not even joking. At least I know with them, I know what they are. They're bloodsuckers, but they won't get involved in the football. They'll just recruit.
Now they won't. Now they won't after 20 years.
Yeah, well, now they got Ratcliffe. You know, they had the Fergie era, back in the Fergie era to fall back on to bide them time.
Yeah.
And then everyone realised. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the Glazers came in and won absolutely nothing.
But even then, it took protests. It took protests for that to kick off. The whole Glazer out movement.
There we go. That's my message.
Got them to sell that share and leave the football side to the others.
Correct. Facts. So this is where we're going now. Like, that's the only way to save our football club, which I've been saying since we had Jellyfish Potter. How long ago was that, Eunice? Year and 8 months? I don't know.
Yeah, you could say 2 years. You could say 2 years at this point.
Yeah, 2 years, because Tuchel was only 10 games, wasn't he? And if it was, listen, let's bring a reality check. If it wasn't for Tuchel's 10 points in that first season, we would have been relegated. And if it wasn't for Cole Palmer saving us, Cole Palmer FC last season, even 3/4 or half his GA, we would be bottom of the table, if not getting relegated. So someone explain to me, all your brown envelope minions, what's the toxic positivity about? What's there to be positive about? Because if there's something to be positive about, I'll speak on it, bro. I will, honestly. I want us to be successful.
Look, it's gonna boil down to this, right? At the moment, pre-season, many people, and I agree, are going to say results don't matter, right? Fair enough. When the results do matter, we'll see what the results will be.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Facts. Big up to Tintin. He says, James, Gallagher, Chalobah and Enzo should just leave before we ruin their careers. Wouldn't fault them if they wanted out. I think Enzo's ruined his career at Chelsea himself deliberately. Honestly, I think he knew what he was doing.
Oh, and you think he
wants out? I've known since last year, back in the last year.
There was a strong rumor. Yeah, he had to come out and deny it. Yeah.
That he got a new agent specifically to get him out of this 7-8 year contract at Chelsea. That's number one. Number two, he's done this stunt. Listen, he knows he's got the the president of Argentina backing him, bruv, and his whole nation. So do you think he cares? He can go La Liga where he wants to go because they're kind of on that similar bandwagon. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's have it right. James, facts, he wants out right as soon as Real Madrid come. Gallagher is waiting for the right deal. Chalobah loves Chelsea. They both love Chelsea. They do want to stay, but the reality is they can't save us. If they stayed, they can't save us. So, you know, it is what it is. But you're right. We're ruining these kids' careers. Because like Rio left for Liverpool at 14 years old with the minerals that he's got at that age and the advisors that he's got and said, I'll take a lower amount of money to go Liverpool because I want a pathway because I love my game.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Big up Danish. He says, CLOWNLAKE buying kids right now to be inverted. Let's have it right. They love an inverted kid, didn't they? Big up Rebel Rise. He says, maybe the Clowns want to tank to get what's that? Want to tank
to get the first pick of the 2025
at 2025 AI draft. You know what I'm saying? It's AI scouting. Listen, don't ever forget these Clowns. Their priority is monetization, bruv. Like they're charging $4.99 to watch pre-season dross. Big up Omar. Only to the UK supporters in Ireland. Funny enough, the ones that predominantly will go to the games, unless you've got international fans that live in UK and do go to games, but predominantly you live in the UK and you support your club, and yet we're the ones getting absolutely done out. It's disgusting, you know, and increases as well. Big up Omar says, big up Johnny and Eunice. How many goals you guys reckon will concede from the halfway line next season? Up the Middles FC, 2 stars, Don Roman. Wow. I don't know about halfway. We've got Casado that might have to score from the halfway line for us a few more times.
That'd be the only way to get a goal. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. What a goal that was. And I rate Casado. I actually properly rate him. And I wanted him. So I'm glad we got him. Big up Divage Aurora. He says, just hire top people and let them do their job like Man U. It's not only that. Let me play you this, guys. Let me play you this. Exceptional clip. It's literally like 10 seconds. John Terry.
The owners now trying to make decisions and we let football people do the football side of things. We need to care of the football club. He give us every possibility to achieve what we achieved in that time. So we're very lucky that we had him.
Yeah. He's comparing the current owners to our old Don Roman owner that these clans got an agenda on, that are trying to blame him for FFP, trying to blame him for crimes he never committed, bruv. Yeah, because they outright got an agenda on him. You know, I want people to understand that. Yeah, people have to understand that. Like, people are actually coming at Don Roman. It's disgusting to me. It's unforgivable. I've seen wrong-uns, melts go on the football terrace trying to defend this CLOWNLAKE and mud Roman, saying, "Oh, we're on a decline." Well, do you want to tell me how a decline is winning Europa League, Club World Cup, Super Cup, Champions League, getting top four with a transfer ban in the mix of that, and bringing through youth and losing Eden Hazard? Can someone tell me how that's a fucking decline? And also, can you tell me when Roman Abramovich was not allowed, because he wasn't allowed in the country for the last 5 years of his reign at Chelsea? So he was always at games, bruv. He was always at football games. He was home and away, man. You might not see him all the time. Let's have it right. He was always there, and he loved our club.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So salute Don Roman. Eunice, anything you wanna say?
We've covered everything. Honestly, we've covered everything, man. At this point, pray.
Well, I told all the toxic positivity merchants, you better get on your knees and pray that it works. You know, do you know what the funny thing is? I'm happy to be in the mud. You know that? If we go and compete and win titles and play Champions League football and we're
of course
back,
mate,
I will say, listen, I weren't wrong, but what I will say is I damn right kept our standards as high as they should be to get us to that point. Because if it ain't for people like myself, people like Eunice, and people out there that are speaking the truth, like Tobes, Darkos, and the Goonies and all these guys, yeah, all right, that eventually, like, that are speaking the true narrative. If it wasn't for that, our fan base would be even more tatters on the social platform and the YouTube platform. It would be dead. Yeah. It'd be completely monopolized. Like, you got George Benson and Feroz going to back shot passes to the games, and like, how'd you get them gigs, guys? You know what I'm saying? What are we fucking stupid here? Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, it's all there for PR. It's brown envelope matrix nonsense. I'm too smart for this crap,
mate. This is why I've said, look, at the moment, this will go on for how long it goes on for, but when it's time to actually get results, and they are the most important thing, and then we don't get them, at that point, there's no excuse. Yeah. Because like we've mentioned, and we'll stick to this, and I'll make sure that I'll stick to this throughout the entire season. I'm not looking at Enzo Maresca one bit, right? No. And top four is a must. Top four is a must. And if we don't get it, then
we're finished. We're truly finished.
We'll be finished. Heads will have to roll. Heads will have to roll at that point. That's it. It's game over. At that point, it's game over. Finished. No more waiting, or we're going to go into next season. No. It stops. It stops. Everything stops.
Yeah.
So the results are the most important thing. We'll see. We'll see.
And this is my point. These little minions that just like to be positive, you know what I'm saying, and all this crap, yeah. I'll say this. You're like CLOWNLAKE with benefits. We like friends with benefits. You know what I'm saying? We like the CHELS. Yeah. We're with the CHELS. But you lot are CLOWNLAKE with benefits. You know what I'm saying? Privileges. Privileges that will absolutely mud you. So be careful getting in bed with CLOWNLAKE. You know what I'm saying? And propping their fucking destruction of our club. Because you will not be seen in the same light, and you will lose followers. You will lose credibility. You will lose the most important thing that you needed to build your channel, called respect.
I agree.
And this is where they get done, you know, and they think they won't get away with it because they'll put a video and go, "I'm sorry, guys, I got it wrong. I should have spoken out." It's too late, you melt. It's too late. You know, so you can go along with your Fabrizio Romanos, your Paulsteins, and your CLOWNLAKEs going, "Here we come, guys." Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, put all your comments down below. Go and subscribe to Eunice. Support him because he's a real one. and let's have it right. We move, Eunice, bruv. Let them know what you got coming up. You got a video coming out tonight.
Yeah, so video coming up pretty soon. I'm guessing within the next hour or so that'll be up. So yeah, that'll be there. Second channel's booming now as well. That's kicked off and that's up and running. So
send me the link and I'll put it in the description as well.
Quality, no
the title for you. Sorry.
No
send me the link and I'll do that.
And yeah, apart from that, into tomorrow and into the rest of the week, we play Club America on Wednesday, don't we?
Yeah, Wednesday
Yeah,
midnight, I think it is. So
cool.
It's sort of like Thursday morning. Yeah.
So that's that. We'll make sure to give a reaction to that game as well. I'll be posting reviews for each game that pops up. So yeah. We'll see what happens.
Fantastic. We'll make sure. And everyone, please comment on Eunice's video. He gets an unbelievable amount, but it really helps the channel.
Honestly, no, I go through comments, right? I never like just ignore, and I see you lot that are here. I see you. Don't worry. So,
they landed, bruv. The ultras are here, bruv. They landed 24/7, man. Listen, they're golden, mate. Golden, and I love every single one of them. But respect to everyone. Big up to you lot. Let's have it right. Up the CHELS, up the Minerals FC. Clown Lake out. We move.
Roman Abramovich.